Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hear ye, hear ye. It is yours truly, and I am back with another video. So, as you can see, the title of this video is called Conserve to Preserve, and I'll go into a little bit more details as we get through, but I'll give you the backstory and then we'll move forward. So, the other day I was at a park, a beautiful park here, and I was walking by, and it was in the museum district, and it was basically I believe, a nature conservation. And it made me think, well, for one, because I had seen that they needed volunteers, which I thought was really dope. I'm like, that would be nice. Like, I really think that's what I want to do. Like, I would love to just go to different places and just give up my time, to have enough money to where I don't have to really work for money. I can just go and just be of service and go to schools and read to kids and different places and just humane society and work with animals and different things like that. Like, I would love to just show up and just wherever there's a need and just be of service to people, more so than feeling like I have to work with somebody in exchange for time and money. Like, I'm kind of over that concept of life at this point. But nevertheless, when I passed it by, it made me think about conservation. And conservation happens in a lot of different ways within this world, as you can see, like in nature, when you think about the Amazon rainforest and how there are people there at all times that primarily conserve the land to make sure that it is safe, that it's nurtured, that it is being taken care of. And I would say, more importantly, that there aren't any vultures and poachers and people that are trying to rape, pillage, and rob the land for their own personal gain. However, you can also think of animals that are quote unquote endangered species that have been captured. And in many cases, they will say that it is for their own protection. And it might be. Some animals or species have DNA that is very rare, or a genetic makeup that cannot be duplicated. And as life and time moves on, there is no way to replicate that particular person, place, or thing. And so with that, people that sit in certain places feel like they have an obligation to preserve certain aspects of our life. There's parts of me that think that that's great, and there's other parts of me that think that it's not so great. I would say the parts that I think are great is that many of our national treasures are considered endangered species, have to be protected from people that don't really care about a white tiger. They would just want to use its fur, or cut off its different aspects of it to sell, not necessarily because they care about the preservation of very unique and exotic animals. And so we need people to protect certain things that we may never see again within this civilization because of global warming, because of our technologies and the different things that we have done that has altered nature. So a lot of times a lot of things are passing away and dying because of things that we have done. So there are people that sit in places that try their best to conserve the beautiful things in life, the things that we can't get back, the things that we can't just screenshot and replicate. It's there for a reason. However, when I think of animals, if you think about the zoo, a lot of times animals are under constant surveillance. They are placed on display for everyone to see. Everything you do is watched and recorded and documented. So if you use the bathroom, they know when you use the bathroom, if you did number 1 or number 2. They know if you went over there and got a little freaky with your mate. If you're allowed to do that, it depends if they give you somebody to play with or not. They'll decide if we want more than one or we just want you in solitary confinement. They know your tendencies and they have taken you out of your natural state of being. So if you do not conform to the expectations of being in that environment, more than likely you are going to be put down because you become a threat, because we caged you for you to be seen, for you to be a spectacle. But when you step out of that, you are a threat to the system. You are a threat to the establishment when you step outside of your outline expectations. Then you become aggressive. You become the problem. Even though we've sat here and we've poked at you, we've abused you, we only feed you what we feel like you should have. All these people just come up and do all type of things to you. You got people riding on my back, all type of just foolishness. But then as soon as I start yelling and screaming, like, oh my God, like I can't believe that the tiger actually attacked its owner. It's like, how can you own a tiger? Like, are you serious? How? Like, a dog is one thing. Okay, a cat maybe. But you own wildlife. And then you get mad because they start wilding. They're a danger to society. But don't you think that happens to human beings when you take them out of their element? When you strip them of everything that they know? When you place them under illegal surveillance? When you bully them and have people poking and prying and doing all these things to them behind the scenes? But should they act out or respond in any way? She's an angry black female. Am I angry? Or is this just reactionary abuse? Let me know. And I think it becomes worse when you know that you're being abused. See, a lot of people will just kind of sit and cry and not honor what's happening. But me, on the other hand, I honor everything that's happening. I'm always going to be willing to call a thing a thing. When we think about these people that go and they violate sacred spaces, because like I say, there's two parts to conservation. There's conservation from the point of we want to conserve this for the future, for history's sake. And like I say, part of that I'm down with, because the kids need to see, the kids need to know, because social media has and the internet has been, first of all, the internet has been swept. And like, if there are so many things that you'll never be able to find, like when they did that sensory thing back with YouTube several years ago, that's why so much stuff you can't even find on YouTube no more. Like a lot of these kids will never know, because most of them don't read books. People don't read anymore. And a lot of stuff is being banned because they need for people to stay silent. They need for your consciousness to remain dormant. Because if too many people start asking questions, they're going to realize that it's all a lie. That most of this shit is bull. It's you've been duped. We all have. But I have an issue like when people go into like sacred places. That's why certain places, certain people can't go. Certain people can't go at all. There are certain tribes and areas of this world that if you try to go on their land, they got people ready to take you down. I don't know what the land is. I can't remember, but I know it's on an island, and they have it's a place where it hasn't been tainted by like modern civilizations. There's no phones, there's no modern technology. There's nothing. Like it's just people that just live off the land, and that's it. And I don't think they don't mix breeds. Like it's been the same people, the same tribes. They live, they die there. There has been no nothing. They have not mixed and mingled. It is no connection to the modern world whatsoever. And if anybody comes on that land, honey, people don't make it out. People do not make it out. As soon as they hit a plane land, honey, they got people on standby, and you ain't gonna be able to see them because you ain't ready for that kind of war. See, you used to pistols and AK-47s and stuff like that. Now these people got you're not even gonna see it. They're gonna be in the top of the trees. You're not even gonna be able to see it because it's a different type of war. And then they're gonna take all your stuff and then they're gonna go on with their day. So this is what I mean by conserving the land, preservation and being able to conserve yourself. I don't agree with going to like sacred places where people have died and taking advantage of that land. Like I was saying, Atlantis, we know that happened. We know that the dinosaurs came and left. We understand Egypt, and you people just consistently keep going down into these spaces trying to prove points that we are clearly aware of. And you keep digging and digging and digging to try to prove a point, but it's not really for history's sake. It is more so for clout. It is for research dollars. Because a lot of people get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go down and do these type of things. They're not just doing it. You wonder like how these people do this type of stuff because they pay for research. The government pays for this type of research. And so people go and do this type of stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, why? Like, that's why them people died when they went down there for the Titanic. Quit playing with them people. Stop playing with them people. Stop going down there digging around and stuff that you ain't got no business. Y'all at the bottom of the ocean. The fact that you people keep going to the bottom of the ocean where there's no air, there's no light, and then you wonder why bad things happen. Do you know, I believe the Kraken is down there. The Loch Ness Monster, all them people that they be Bigfoot, everybody's at the bottom of the ocean. Okay? All those wise tales that you heard, that's where they at. Just swimming around, wishing them would. And there you go, being human, thinking that thinking you got enough money, and realize that your money couldn't save you. And you got down there and ears start popping and realize it was too late. Okay? So let's call a thing a thing. Stop playing with people. Like if people have passed away, you don't go into cemeteries and these different, like, you don't do that. I don't believe some things ain't for you to know. It was for that civilization. And certain things need to die with certain civilizations. Some things ain't for you to know. That's what's wrong with some of y'all people. Y'all want to have access to sacred knowledge that ain't none of your business. That's how they did it. You need to figure out your own. That's what's wrong with people always trying to steal. always trying to hit them with the remix. No. Stop. Just stop. So when we talk about conservation, when I speak of conserving your body, taking care of your body, it is very important. And so when we speak of the Egyptians, as I was saying, that I believe that the Egyptians mummified their body because they believed in reincarnation, that they believed that the body may perish, but the soul will live on. So a lot of times, like I said, when you watch the movie The Mummy, a lot of them, their spirits would like body jumping. Like the soul may die, but it may reincarnate into like somebody's having a baby. The baby may be yours, but the soul is somebody, from your family from past lives, and you may not know that. Could be, could not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like they believed. That's why they adorned their bodies. That's why if you look at an Egyptian diet and how they took care of themselves, Egyptians used to live to like 125 because they lived off like rice and grains, and the Mediterranean diet, they took very good care. Look at them Egyptians. Their bodies was bad. I ain't never really seen no fat Egyptians. Because everybody was out in their sun, baking, working. Everybody was slim, body tight, body right. That's why everybody used to walk around naked all the time. Because they had it together. They was snatched. They didn't have no choice. Like I say, I never really seen any depictions of overweight people during that time. Because they knew how to conserve themselves. They lived off the land, berries and fruits and grains, and they understood the importance of taking care of yourself. And a lot of people don't. See, in our society, as I was saying also, we have a hustle culture. So we are constantly on the go and being inundated with propaganda and media and pollution and noise and abuse and trauma and foolishness and chaos and dysfunction and social media and your family, your friends, your work, your community, and all the things in between. And if you are not smart, baby, you better learn how to conserve. Because you will wake up every day on empty, trying to consume all of this foolishness, all of this life that's perishing daily. And so when I speak of life and death, I want people to understand that, yeah, the Egyptians may have believed in reincarnation. But when I say life and death, understand that you are perishing every day. From the time that we are born, we are perishing. That's why people cry when a baby is born and people celebrate when people die. Because every day when you are born into this life, every day you are perishing. But it may not necessarily mean you're dying physically. It's more so your soul, your spiritual standing of evolution, of ascension, of being able to evolve past who you are, who you used to be yesterday. And if you're actually doing the work and the growth within yourself, your personal development, you understand that a little piece of you leaves you every day, whether physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, which is completely normal. That is the life process. You're not supposed to stay the same. You are supposed to die to the old ways, the old habits, the old ways of being, and be transformed and renewed in your mind. So that's what I mean by being reincarnated. It may not necessarily be that your soul come back, but I'm talking about you may be revived in who you are from who you used to be. So this is why you must conserve your vessel. You can't, when you look at people that are constantly out in the elements, that's what I heard a guy say, like when you in the mix and in life, life is moving so fast, but when you're in nature, life slows completely down. And so I think that's why, even for me, I've had a hard time transitioning to a slower paced life, because I have always been in the hustle and on the grind, because I feel like that is what produced more. Like you gotta hustle hard, you gotta work hard, you need to be doing the most, you gotta be seen, you need to be out there. You gotta be you. And then I started to realize, I'm like, no, I don't. You know how many people that's making money that you don't know about? Do you know how many people that are extremely wealthy that you've never seen before? You don't know. You may see their name in the credits, but you don't know what that person looks like. You don't know where they live. You don't know who they are. But they are wealthy. Please stop psyching yourself out to believe like that. That's what people will tell you. If things ain't going your way, you need to work harder. And it's like, no. That's not the life that God wants for me. It's not about me working harder, honey. It is about me being smart. It is about me taking care of myself, because your greatest asset is your health. And so if you are running yourself into the ground for $1 that is dying, and if you have not watched the news and seen how this man is doing all of these things, baby, you better reevaluate and reconsider your plan. Because this is going to be a hell of a ripple effect. We all about to be affected. You know how your parents used to say, you need to sit down somewhere. I don't know about y'all parents, but some of y'all, let me be quiet. You need to sit down somewhere. And I didn't really understand that. Because you want to be outside. Don't all the kids want to go outside? You want to be outside, you want to be in the streets, you want to be in the club, you want to be out. You want to be out. And that's what life make you believe. And if you ain't out, you ain't nobody. If you ain't on the scene, if your social media ain't popping, if you ain't got a whole bunch of friends, if you don't have an entourage, if you ain't got connections business-wise, you who are you? That's what life will make you believe. But I've come to realize that, like, I've seen people that have all that and still fail and still, like, perish. We put so much value on all of these external things, but we're not taking care of ourselves. And so the body begins to perish. Because when you're out in the elements all the time, you're out, like I said, moving from Nashville to California and now to Texas and living in major cities. I've had to learn, like, riding the trains every day and being in the hustle and bustle of the city. Like, it is very taxing on your body. Being out in the elements and different things, it is taxing. And the older you get, the more fragile your body becomes. Yeah, you can work out and take care of yourself, but you're still aging. You can do all the things, but you're still aging. That's life, right? So this is why I say conserve the vessel. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. If you don't have to go, don't. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to be on the scene. Like, life will make you feel like you are missing out. When I had the Uber ride the other day, the gentleman was like, man, you ain't been out, you ain't been on the scene, you ain't been out to eat. Nah, baby, because it's going to be there. It's going to be there. Everything that you think you missing out on, it's going to be there. The restaurants, the dudes, the fake love, the lights, it's all going to be there. You pop out, and you go back, and you pop out again, it's still going to be there. I promise. Like my girl Sade, the love's still going to be there. When you are an authentic person, because the new currency is authenticity. It's not what you think it is. It's about being you. It's about being the real you. So when you think about, like, a lot of people, they don't like Glorilla, I guess, for whatever reason, because of, you know, who she is, how she speaks, all that thing. But she's winning because she's being herself. That's how she speaks. That's who she is. If she a ratchet chick, she a ratchet chick. If she from Memphis and she she roll her R's, that's who she is. And she's winning because of her authenticity. It has not, the same thing happened with Cardi B. Like, people loved her for who she is, not necessarily for her music. That's why she was able to sit down with presidential candidates and stuff like that. People loved her candor. So you may think that person is a lame, but people love her because of who she is. You may think, like, hey, she ain't got no followers, she ain't outside, she ain't showing no skin, she ain't got no bundles, she ain't got no Birkin, she ain't got no money. But the person with the money will see that person and be like, man, she just what we need. She ain't like nobody else. She stands out. In a crowded room, honey, she stands out. She's different. She's an endangered species. We got to protect her. We got to conserve her. She just can't be everywhere. She can't just be around everybody because she's different. She has a different value. So you may think you sticking out and you like a sore thumb, like something wrong with you. No, baby, you really a national treasure and you don't realize it. And everybody can see it. You see? So don't be ashamed to conserve your energy. Don't be ashamed to say no. Don't be ashamed to decline. Don't be ashamed to say, hey, that's not for me. I don't want to go over there. I don't want to hang with those people. I don't want to be friends. I don't want to talk. I don't want to share my business. I don't want to be cool because I know that's not good for me because I'm conserving my vessel. And so I'm conscious of the information that I take in, the people that I talk to, the places that I go. I know my own limitations, so I know that I just can't be there and be friends with everybody, and everybody's not going to be cool with me because I am who I am. And that there are poachers and vultures around the area that know that you're last of a dying breed, that want to take advantage of you. You see? Understand your value, understand your worth, and don't ever feel bad about it. It's okay to wait in line. It's okay to be last. Cause the last shall be first, right? So I'll wait over here. I'll wait in the corner. I'll wait over here, man. I'm cool with that. Because I know it is short-term sacrifice for long-term paradise. I know that the people nowadays, they don't read anymore. They don't want to take the long way. And so somebody like myself is always going to be judged as slow, or, you know, something's wrong with you. You're not with the times. And maybe certain things I could be more in tune with. And maybe in time I will. But I also know that there are certain things that are tried and true in this life. And they will always stand the test of time. And that is what I go by. When I see evidence of certain things, when I know, I was like, hey, I can look back the last 10 years and I can see doing this works, or I can see that this doesn't work. You ever seen people that like they of a certain age and you be like, damn, like what the hell happened to you? Life. No, it was your life choices. It wasn't just life. When you always outside, man, in the world, of the world, where the devil roams the earth. Your home is your sanctuary. It's supposed to be your place of safety. So you can anoint your home. But when you get out in the world, that's the devil's playground. So you gotta know how to get in and get out, get what you need, and go back home. That's just the truth. And especially as the world gets worse, as the world continues to worsen, because I remember being young and they would always say like we living in our last days. But it's like now I can act you if you live long enough, like the old people used to say, just keep on living, baby. Just keep on living. And so now I can actually see what the old folks used to talk about. You live long enough to see the changes. You live long enough to see like how progress is happening or how we regressed. So I remember what back in the late 80s, how like there was no black people on TV. I remember when TV used to go off. So there was nobody on like when you think of like models that or fashion, music, the entertainment industry was not dominated by black people the way it is now. There's certain things that we did not have that we were not able to do. And so now when I see people, like for example, I see all the girls, I love like fitness. And so I see all the girls just got gyms and, online programs, and they're hosting their classes. Man, do you not know it was a time when black women was not that the only people that was on did fitness was Richard Simmons and Suzanne Summers. And then eventually Billy Blanks came out with Tybo. But for a long time, there was not many. I don't believe. If there was one, maybe. But for many, many years, there was nobody black that in as far as capacity of what these women and men have today, as far as having like millions of followers and people buying your products and programs and things like that, there was not black people doing it. When I think about models, the only magazines that we had was like Essence and Jet. So you had the Jet Beauty of the Week, and then we had Essence magazine. When you think about the Cosmopolitan and People magazine and all the Vogues and all that stuff, black people was not getting those covers. Why you think like Beyonce just now in the last 5 years just now headline Coachella? Like what I'm saying is, you live long enough, you see the progression in life. And you also see how far back we are from growth and progression. And then you also see now how a lot of it is being undone. So we just had the issue with Roe versus Wade that was overturned. We have affirmative action that has been overturned. We got DEI that's been overturned. We got the Civil Rights Movement, that Civil Rights Act has been overturned. Like, it is a trickle-down effect. So this is why I say conserve yourself, conserve your resources, take care of your mind, your body, your spirit. Don't get caught up in the hype, man. Don't let this life make you feel like you ain't somebody because you're not doing what they doing. Because I'm telling you, you'll wake up and you 40 and you look at the people that you went to school with and they still ain't doing nothing but sitting back judging you. Go look at them people that you used to go to school with. Go look at they probably still on Facebook. I don't even know how people still stay on Facebook. after they got sued and all that stuff with the data and stuff. I don't even know how people are still even on Facebook. Yeah, right. But just go scroll. Just go look at the foolishness. Same pay rate, same communities, same numbers, same foolishness. Same small-minded people. Go back and look at the community. If you left home and you moved to another state and you rebuilt your life, go just scroll. And it will tell you a lot. And it will help you to understand that you made the right decision. That nobody can shame you out of your spot. And so since people couldn't beat you, they want to psychologically manipulate you to make you feel like something's wrong with you because you made different choices, because you was able to play the long game. That you was a visionary, that you could see past what was in front of you. And people don't like that. And that's okay. You know? There's a lot of things that people do that I don't like, but I have to learn how to compromise, right? But learning how to compromise also forces me to change and understand my place in this world, that I always have a choice to move on. And I don't have to be anywhere where I can't. I'm not an encaged animal. I'm not enslaved. I'm not entrapped. I don't have to be poked at and abused and bullied and mistreated. That I always have the option to leave. I don't have to take your shit, and I won't be treated anything less than what I deserve. And that's just the way it is. So I hope this information has been useful to you. I hope that you continue to have a great rest of the day, and I plan on doing the same. And until next time.